There you go. That's doing it now. Wonderful. Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's brilliant to be here. And thank you, Belinda, for inviting me. It can be very stressful talking about your stress, but who I work with is very busy women to help them to look after their well-being while they're busy running businesses and looking after the well-being of everybody else. So, you know, I help you to look after everybody else. And one of those things is about learning to say no to too many things, you know, because when you learn to say no, then your yes means yes and your no means no. And that's better for everybody. And so one of the things I get people to do that is called the 3 Ps. Very, very simple. The first P is pause. So please don't say yes to anything straight away. Just take a breath and give yourself a moment to think, have I got the time, the energy, and the inclination to actually do this thing? And if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? So actually give yourself time to think about that. So the first P is pause. The second P is ponder. So really give yourself it only has to be a moment or it could be overnight. So get used to saying things like, can I get back to you about that? Because if you answer straight away, you'll nearly always say yes. So just give yourself the time and the space. It's okay to say, let me have a think about that. Can I get back to you? And then the last P is you only proceed if you do have the time, the energy, the inclination, the money, the space, whatever it is. That's the only time you then say yes. And it doesn't make you selfish. It makes you able to practice self-care, because if you're busy looking after everybody else, you need to make sure that your own well-being is priority, because without you being okay, everything else falls down. So what I wanted to, can I share my screen okay, Belinda? Yeah. What I wanted to share with you is, can you see that? Yeah, cool. Is just the idea that well-being is really about the balance between resources and challenges. So the resources are psychological resources. So that could be walking on the beach every day, or meditating, or, you know, doing any of the yoga, or anything that's going to, like I do, breath work, anything that's going to bring that heart rate down, that's going to get you out of your stressed state, out of your head, and into rest and digest and calm. Social. So this is a great example of, you know, this is not just a working group, it's a social group as well. And you've built that up over years. You've also got your immediate family, you've got your friends, you've got your community. You know, a few of you are retired, and that social bit, that part, being part of that society, is actually really, really important. And then you've got your physical resources. So are you exercising every day, whether that's walking, running, jumps, it doesn't matter what it is, dancing? Are you drinking at least 2 liters of water a day? At least 2 liters of water. And tea and coffee don't count. It's water you have to be drinking, because we need to keep our mind and our bodies hydrated to keep our stress levels lower. And then, are you eating the right foods? Are you drinking too much coffee, or are you, you know, how are your levels around what you're doing with caffeine and things like that? So these are the resources, and the challenges are things like, and you all mentioned them, for some people it's technology. So is technology stressing you out? Have you got a business trip or a trip coming up, and you know you need to organize it all and be there 6 hours before, and you know what's going to happen with the luggage and all of that? Are you working on your own? So your fear, you know, we are hardwired for two things. The first is fear and the second is connection. So are you connected to enough people? And you definitely recognize that, didn't you? That it was really important that you connect in with others because you work on your own. If people let you down, you know, what about the health of your immediate family, friends, associates? You've got all of these things that are stressors on your own being. And the more stressors, the more challenges you have, the more resources you need. So I'm just going to go to slide 2. And stress is, this is the definition of stress. It occurs when demands are higher than resources. But it's not necessarily the stressor itself, it's our relationship to it. So this is the thing, and then the rest of it is the story we tell ourselves about that thing. So as a busy woman, it could be, I can't say no because what are they going to think of me? Or I don't want to let anybody down. So it's not the saying no, it's the story around that makes it hard for you to say no. What are the things that can help you? Nature, meditation, exercise, mindfulness. And I will also say breath work. I'm a breath teacher. I'm a breath work trainer. And we're going to look at a couple of different ways that you can instantly reduce your own stress levels, regardless of what is going on. And for some people, I'm surprised nobody said driving, because some people get incredibly stressed driving behind caravans, people driving too slow, people driving erratically, people staying in the middle lane. You know, all of these things not indicating stress people out. So in the moment, what can you do? So we've got 3 different types of breathing here. I'm just going to move my thing at the bottom here. So in terms of balanced breathing, which is what we call resonant breathing, it's breathing for the same amount on the in-breath as on the out-breath. And if you're in any stressful situation, if you just spend 1 minute, just 60 seconds of doing resonant breathing, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Physiologically, your body and your brain cannot stay in that stress response, that fight or flight response, which is back here in the amygdala. It can't stay there when you take your system, your physiological system, out of fight and flight into rest and digest, safe and social. And the quickest way to do that is through resonant breathing. 1 minute. And we're going to just have a go of that in a moment. Another thing to think about is when you need to down regulate. So that's, say, if somebody has difficulty falling asleep, and the story they tell themselves is, I'm not going to get to sleep till 2 o'clock, and then I'm going to wake up exhausted, and all of, yeah. So the stress levels are going up when you're led in bed because of that story you're telling yourself. Led that. Or you might wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning. Oh, everybody else is asleep. So what do I do? Thank you. So one of the things to do is 4, 7, 8 breath. And instead of lying there worrying, focus on your breathing. And then occasionally you might want to wake yourself up in the afternoon. So you can do controlled hyperventilation, which is 4-2. So let's just practice 30 seconds of resonant breathing. We're going to go in for 5, out for 5, all in and out through the nose. 3, 2, 1, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, down into the belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just ask yourself how you feel. Do I feel any calmer after we only did it for about 25 seconds? 1 minute of that is amazing. So there's an instant fix for very highly stressed situations. Thank you.